good. Right. Let's see. Okay. All right. Hello, hello, hi, gigpreneur. What is going on? Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Zimi, and I help folks create a side income using social media. What is good? Welcome, welcome. As you are joining me, let me know where you're tuning in from. That's always cool to know, you know? It's always cool to know because I know you're not next door. So, would be nice to know. I am myself from Southern California. Welcome, welcome. Lover of beauty. Welcome. Bianca, what is good? How are you? No hat tonight. Lauren Taylor, what is happening? So, I got a good one for you tonight. So, Bubba, what is happening? Bianca, Rika. So, tonight, let's talk about negative thinking. Come on, we all do it. We all do it. Some are really good at it, right? Some of us are really good. Like if there were awards or um, degrees for negative thinking, some of us would have an Emmy, some of us would have PhDs, right? We'd be really good at it. Like, I'll tell you a little story. So this guy goes to a grocery store, buys himself a bag of pears, comes home, sets them out in a basket, and notices that a couple of them are almost going bad. They're like, you know, almost bad, and the rest of them are kind of just, are okay. So he decides to start from the worst one and eat one every day so that the worst one won't go bad and he hasn't wasted his cash, if you would. So he decides to go ahead and start from the worst one and take it backwards. So he eats the worst one the first day. The second day, obviously, the next one is a little bit worse. Takes it, and then the better ones are kind of getting worse as the days go by. So he ends up eating the whole thing, but ends up not even one really good one. So they're all kind of were towards the not so good because he just waited, for he started from the back and then started his way to the top. So and and if you think about that, right? If you think about that concept, if you take that concept, he started the fruit from the worst one and that kind of worked way. It may make sense, logical sense. You're like, well, I don't want like to throw away two or three of these pears. I want to eat all of them, so I may eat the worst one first. Not thinking that, well, the other ones are going to go bad too. So, hey, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Let me know where you're coming in from. And some of you who don't have names would be nice to know what your name is. Catherine, Maria, how are you? Good to see you. Um, Babalu. Oh, that's a cool one. Zoe, Babalu. Zoe, Mariana. So imagine if you were to take that concept and bring it to real life and apply it to everyday life, where you're eating a bad pear every day, thinking that the next one is going to be good, but the next one waited and it got bad, right? So imagine if you were feeding your mind a negative thought every day. Do you think you would feel amazing at the end of the week or you would not feel so amazing? Because when you eat rotten fruits, it doesn't sit well with the tummy, right? It just doesn't sit really well. So if you're eating rotten fruits and it's affecting your stomach, your gut health, pretty much your well-being, why wouldn't feeding negative thoughts to your mind do the same thing. And that's the real talk, because we feed ourselves negative thoughts all day in a form of beating ourselves up when we set to do something and we don't do it, we don't get it done. What we do, we beat ourselves up. You did it again to yourself. Why can't you learn from this? You always do this to yourself. You're always late. You're always procrastinate. You always don't. These are the things I say to myself. I catch myself, stop myself, right? So it's really easy to beat yourself up, right? And we do that all the time. So in that same format, if you're feeding yourself negative thoughts every day, do you see how that is going to negatively affect your spiritual life? I'm not talking about God and spirits in that sense. I'm talking about your inner being. Hey. I'm not sure how to call you out. _00 or 00_LA_. That's a tough one to call out. See, Mark is the easier one. Ohio is probably from Ohio. That's probably cool. So I'm asking you to not eat rotten fruits. One, for your stomach, for your health. And two, don't feed your mind with rotten thoughts. Chinese, Juliana, how are you? Welcome. Are you from China, Juliana? Yadi, oh, that's a cool name. Is it Yadi or Yadi? Chloe, Teddy. So I'm asking you, well, thank you. I appreciate you. I take compliments. Bring them. I'll take them. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm asking you not to feed your mind with rotten thoughts. And, once I've talked about this before, once you let a negative thought in, it's like you're opening the door for them, right? Because they have like brothers and sisters and cousins and aunts and uncles and neighbors and friends, and they bring all of them in to your mind. All these different thoughts get farsighted. Yeah, I can't. If I take these off, I won't be able to see the screen. I'm nearsighted actually, but this is really close to me. Wait, nearsighted. That means I need glasses for near. That's confusing. Um, is that? I need glasses for reading. You figure it out and then type it in the comments. I'm not very good at that stuff, but when you let these negative thoughts in one by one, what happens? These are not bifocals. These are just regular reading glasses. And if I go further away, then I won't be able to see anything at all. But nearsighted means you can see up close, but not far. Got it. Learn something new every day. Yeah, so it's reverse. So I'm farsighted. I learned that. Who gave me that? Who gave me that? B money. So once you do that, you let these thoughts in. What they do, they find home in your mind. And have you noticed that when they kind of sit in and move in and kind of, set themselves up in your mind, have you noticed that it's really hard to get them out? It's like you can't get these thoughts out of your head. Yes, I definitely can help with a bad breakup because I went through a really nasty breakup and I had depression, I had all kinds of stuff, and definitely I can Boof Boy. Hit me up, follow me. If you're not following me right now, for those of you who are on, why aren't you? Like, I am so awesome. Just follow me. I'll follow back. I'll communicate back, and then we can talk about it. Boof Boy, I'll give you a very, very short story how I ended up here. About not too long ago, maybe 2.5 years ago. The gal that I thought was going to be, it, um, for me, she got up and left. My job that I thought it was going to be it, they laid me off. And then I found out that my pancreas is shut down, doesn't produce enzymes like a normal pancreas would, so that I don't absorb or digest nutrients. I actually shrunk. I lost 49 pounds. I used to be a big boy, bodybuilder, MMA training, all this stuff. I shrunk. Life happens, right? And I truly, and I went through, like I said, banging my head against the wall, depression, all that stuff. And in midst of it all, I found out, and this is not too long ago, but in midst of it all, I found out, I realized one thing, and I want to share this with you, and I want you to really take this to heart. I realized that if you believe in God, then you do. If you don't, then just go with the thought that I have. Um, we don't get restricted. All that stuff that I told you, the breakup, the job, the health, all that happened within 92 days. Like, right, just exploded in my face. And I still have my moments when I think back, but I realized that we don't get restricted. We get redirected. So in the good book, it says everything I do is for your own good. If you believe in the good book, then you do. But wait, what just happened? Um, so it says everything I do is for your own good. So you got to believe that you're not going to get restricted. You get redirected, which means if you have a door that shuts closed, just closed in your face, what we do, we tend to stand in front of that closed door. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I'll follow back for sure. We tend to stand in front of that closed door and keep knocking it and kicking it, hoping that it would open, except that we are being redirected to another door. We just happen to not take that redirection pretty well, right? Yeah, that's true. How old are you, bro? How old are you? You do sound younger. I'm 52 years old, so I've had a little bit of mileage. I call it life mileage. Thank you for following me, JJ. What is good? 26. Yeah. I actually got married at 24, got separated at 26. Divorce was final at 28. Have never remarried since then, and here we are. But 26 is a good year, is a good age. It actually, I'm actually, I know you probably wouldn't like to hear this, but I'm actually glad you went through a breakup, because a breakup can really, really build you, right? It really can make you understand a bunch of different things, right? One is that you should maybe think about all the stuff that you loved and appreciated about the person. And one, it makes you really understand some of the things you don't want. And that's major. Some of the things that you think, oh, you know what? She or he was like this. We had this major issue. Gosh, I know I don't want that. Right. And one more piece I would give you is that whomever you're seeking, whatever you're seeking, you've got to become that first. You can't seek a person you're not. You can't say, I want somebody clean, organized, who doesn't lie, and then you're a mess, disorganized, and you lie all day long. You see how that's not going to work? You can say, I want somebody who works out, I want somebody who's of God, and then you can't be somebody who sits on the couch, eats chips all day, and cusses everybody up. Like that, just like, it won't last. So you want this person, you have all these things in your head, besides looks, obviously, because you can't match that. You got all these qualities, what I call MVPs, your morals, your values, your principles. You got all these in your head. You have to test to see if you're actually that yourself first. Because you attract what you are. You can believe it or not, but we attract who we are, right? We attract that kind of a tribe around us, right? They tell you what you're the average of the 5 people you know. Why? Because that's your tribe, right? So same thing here. Know what you want, know what you don't want, and become what you want. That's what I would give you in a nutshell. Hopefully that helps. But I'm actually glad you went through a breakup. Who calls? I'm busy taking care of my family. Don't judge if you don't know. Absolutely. Who calls? I'm not here to judge. Tayu Logi. I'm not here to judge. I can't even judge myself. I have a hard time doing that. Yeah, but everybody's going through something, right? Everybody's going through something. You can't really, you don't know. People are going through things. So about negative thoughts, this actually could kind of plug into the whole negative thought and letting those thoughts in. One thing that I know I had a really hard time with is forgiving, right? And that's something, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate you. David Anthony, I will follow you back for sure. But one thing I really had a hard time, and I still do because it's my daily prayer to help me forgive those that I have a hard time forgiving. And one thing you got to do, you got to learn from this, pick up the pieces, really like learn from some of the things that you didn't do right, some of the things that person didn't do right. Some of the things you did right, just put them all together, really learn from it, and then let it go. Done. End of the story. Close that chapter. Move on. Don't ever, 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 never, ever, ever, never, ever, never bring up your ex to somebody you're going to date. Ever. Never. Ever. Never. Ever, ever. Don't ever say she used to do this. He used to. Don't. Would you like it if the other person did that to you? They would keep saying, "Oh, my ex used to do this. My ex used to do." It's like, I don't care. Who cares? There is a reason it is called an ex, right? You're referring to this person as an ex, not current, right? So I don't really care. Why would you bring that up? You wouldn't like it. And I'll give you this. I'll end with this. This is totally take a different turn, but I'll give you this. Like if I start to speak to somebody and date somebody, one of the things is I never ask about their ex. I don't want to know. If they start talking, I go, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. All I want to know is if you have any kids, if that person is still in the life of the kids, 2, if you are currently married or not married, and 3, if you have any diseases. Those are the only 3 things I want to know. That's it. I don't care if you had 18,000 different exes or one ex. I don't want to know. And here's the reason why I don't want to know. And some of you, very few of you may watch this live and actually say, yeah, you like that. But I'll tell you this. I'll give you an example, right? So let's say I'm talking to a girl and we're talking and I'm like, oh, that's great. So where was your ex from? And then she tells me, well, he was American. So that sentence right there, it doesn't give me much, right? So that raises another 10 questions in my head. How tall was he? Was he good looking? Was she into him? What does he do for a living? All this stuff, right? It just drives me crazy. Then I would say, well, I would ask, let's say, one more question. And then she gives me another answer. Then that's going to raise another 10 questions in my head. How is that healthy for building a relationship? I'm asking. Are we talking? Are we sitting here having lunch talking about our exes? What the hell? I don't want you to get to know my ex. What does that mean? Like, I don't get that. Like, when you sit there and talk about your ex all day, it's like, you're talking to me? Why would I want to get to know your ex? Oh, Ashley, I appreciate you. I mean, it's the truth, right? I literally have done that in a conversation. I literally went like this. I go, are you talking to me? She said, yeah, who else am I talking to? I go, oh, because I have no interest in getting to know your ex. I don't care what he did, what you guys did. Why would I care? So don't be that guy to be, or gal, to be asking stuff like that. There's only three questions. Hey, are you sick? Are you dying? Do you have any diseases? No? Great. I mean, if you're a God person, are you a person of God? Okay. Kids? Person in the kid's life yet? No? Okay. That's all I want to know. I don't want to know anything else. Anything else. In fact, like I said, even if you start talking, I would recommend you say, I want to know. Because it doesn't help the relationship. It's going to destroy it. It's going to muddy the water. It's just not going to taste good anymore. That conversation is, you're just going to have the X in the back of your head. You're not going to give that person your time, your heart, your effort. Why? Because you're constantly thinking about the X. Doesn't help. Negative thoughts, negative stuff, when they come in, they don't leave. They find home, they move in, they tell their cousins, everybody else to come in, and then you just get more negative thought after negative thought after negative thought. So just close the door on them. Don't let them in. And then once you catch it, I'm a work in progress. Okay, I'm not even close to being like, oh my God, I'm like enlightened, I'm floating in cloud. No, I'm a work in progress. But what I do is, the moment I catch myself, I stop. I'm like, you know what? Stop thinking like that. And the good book says, you know what? Take every thought and make it captive to Christ. That's what I do. I ask for his help if I get stuck. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate it. Chase. What? Chase, what's good? This guy is money. This guy goes live for hours, man. You're awesome, bro. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. The share and the stop by the show. So hopefully you guys got some love, some wisdom, some value. For those of you who are following me or my new followers, I so appreciate you. I'm going to follow right back and send you a message. Let's connect. Let's chat. If you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love. Haven't been able to go live this week. Been working ever. Oh, nice, dude. Very nice. Hustle, baby. Got to make that dollar. Got it. What? Are you serious? Do you live in a farm, Chase? I didn't know you live in a farm, bro. Are you in a farm? What? Dude, that's awesome. That is so cool. I'm waiting for your response to see if you're in a farm or not. Maybe I'll send you a message and ask. But that's super cool, dude. You gotta tell some of those stories. Do you tell those stories on your lives or no? Working with cattle, dude, that's money. So if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love. Tag a couple people. Let's go. I am Sean Azimi, and I help those of you who want to be helped. I help those of you who want to make some extra money, and they want to use this whole gig economy. You want to use the whole online space to make some extra money. That's what I help. That's what I do myself, and I help other people do the same thing. Lots of yachting where I live. I don't live on a farm, but pretty much a ranch. Got it. That's so cool, dude. That is very, very money. Yeah, for sure. That is so money. So with that, I am signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love. Colorado is beautiful, dude. I got a team over there in Colorado.